guys, so I just got back from a nice run and the weather's just fantastic, so I thought I'd give you a show around where I am at the moment, because some of my pictures and things like that are based down here. So this is actually where I grew up, and this is a community centre that my dad manages. So we used to live on site, and my dad he left and actually came back, so he lives on site still, but it's just looking fantastic at the moment, and it's a really nice place. It's just based outside of London, but yeah, it was founded after World War II as like an area just for kind of people to come and hang out. A lot of Europeans, a lot of English people, just to get together, and it was kind of founded on Christian values, so it still operates like that. There's a chapel nearby, so a lot of Christians come down here and like hang out and do their thing, but it's also open for a lot of people. I like to come down and just yeah, it's just a place you can keep really busy. There's so much to do. And we have a lot of events and things. There's a lot of weddings and school camps and things that operate down here. So yeah, anyway, so you can kind of get a feel for the whole area from here. This is the main building. This was built just as I moved in when I was young. They've got solar panels on the roof now. So there's accommodation in here, and then a kitchen and lounge area I'll show you in a little bit. And then the quad, a nice big green area. A mound. This was a lot bigger when I was younger. I thought it was a massive hill. It's quite small now. Play areas. This is a fantastic like herb garden, so whenever I'm cooking I can come out and grab some herbs and things. Some really nice rosemary here. And then this is really nice. When I just got back from running, there's some berries and things growing here. I don't know what type of berries. They look like strawberries, but apparently they're not strawberries. So you can see they're all coming out into season. Some of them aren't quite ripe yet. See, they're a bit stuck, but other ones are really nice and juicy. Like this one looks great. Yum. And then this building here, this used to be when I used to live here, it was an old rubbish building, and they moved it. They moved the building to the other side, and now this one is a solar building. So I think it's made out of like mud, like how you'd make a pizza oven. So it's got hay and clay and things like that, and apparently it traps all the sun's heat and stays inside there, so you don't have to use much heating. I'll show you in there. It's really nice. The other side kind of is really open. And then here we've got the yurts, which is a new addition. They're fantastic, and they got little fireplaces inside. There's an old building in the back there that's just used now for kind of DIY projects and construction and things, and again there's some more buildings out the back. So I'll begin just showing you around inside the solar building. I'll come around the front. Oh, I'm falling over. Yesterday the whole place down here flooded. It was and this is like a little welcome. So this is kind of the main area where you can drive in and people will like park up and things. And then up here, so this is the front of the solar building. You can see they've put all these glass panels in, so it really will heat up during the day, and then it will like keep all the heat inside. In the winter it still gets a bit chilly inside there though, but in the summer I don't think they need any heating. And then everything here is all kind of access friendly for every person. There is so inside the solar building, so you can see what it's made of, which is really cool. See if my camera adjusts. So you've got like the clay and things like that, and then the hay as well, and then they mix it together, and it just helps insulate it and keep it warm. So it's quite funny because you've got like two layers. You've got like windows on this side, and then you've got windows on this side as well, and just really basic rooms. Some have basins and things like that. So I'll just take you down. And then this is like a nice, just quiet area. Again, people can have like conferences and meetings in here, and just get-togethers. There was a business in the other day, one of the YMCA's, so they'll just sit in here. And then you can come outside, and you've got this beautiful view with the chapel that they attend in the background. And this is the Peace Garden. They've just built this fence. It's amazing. It's like a wicker fence. They had somebody come down, like a thatcher, and put it all in. It's really impressive. They just did it all by hand and they've weaved it all. It took a good couple of weeks to do the whole thing all the way around. Just like 2 people by hand. It was a nice place. So this is just a nice area of like reflection, or if you just want to relax and read a book. And they got this little maze thing, but there's some nice flowers and stuff in there. And then there's a little pond in the background. That's a new addition. There's little newts and things like that. So it's great when the school groups come down, they can be educated about, you know, the buildings and the ponds and saving energy and things like that. And here's the yurts. I really like the yurts, but I'm worried they're going to be a little bit cold for me at night at the moment. I don't think anyone's in here. So you can see you got this nice little entrance. And then inside you got like just really simple beds. And this is the cutest thing here, is that you got the little wood burner and some wood. So at night if you're feeling a little bit cold, but it's actually, I mean, I've just come in here and it is boiling. It is so hot. They just heat up and then hopefully they'll keep that heat during the day, during the night I mean. And you got a little futon down here, so if you've got like extra people that want to crash or you just want to relax, and then you just come outside. So you can fit quite a few people into there. And so there's 5 of those dotted around the ground. This is like a thicket area here, so it's like a mini forest. I used to play in there when I was a kid. I thought it was massive, but it's actually pretty tiny. But just behind that is the sea, so I'll walk over and I'll show you that also. So a little kiddie area here. Me and Kev started on this pizza oven and we left and we never finished it, so we left them to do it. So it's kind of a work in process, but apparently we had the wrong clay, so it won't like heat up. But hopefully one day that'll be finished and then we can have pizza. This is the giant industrial barbecue that Dad planned when he got back down. It needs some artwork on the front because it looks a little bit like, everybody says it looks like a lavatory at the moment. But if you come around this side, you can see it really is just, it's just got everything. We put like a couple of fires on the go, and you can do like vegetarian and meat and things like that on separate grills, and you've got everything you need, and then you can just look out and serve people and enjoy, which is really nice. This is the bank. It's needs a lot of work on it, but everything's kept in there, like all the kind of paints and saws and handy things like that. It used to have accommodation, but I don't think anyone stays in it at the moment. It has like an area again, like where people can have meetings and things like that. This is look at this. This is a fig tree, and we've got some really nice. I'm hoping they'll be ready soon because I love figs. Here's the orchard. So again, when I was little, I thought these trees were massive and I would climb them, but they're pretty tiny. I'm like about the size of them. And they've got little apples on, but they're kind of like little crab apples. They're really sour. So you can see some little apples up there. This is Robert, or my dad calls him Bobski. He's come from work away to volunteer here for a bit.
Hello.
Cool. So he'll be staying in here too, so you've got like the core area where the volunteers can stay, and they're just down here and they can help do things from like cooking to building to just general daily stuff, people coming in and out. Like today we've got a group of 74 people arriving, so I've been cooking all day and making cake and things like that. And yeah, and then I stay in here too, and it's just surrounded by really lovely. I always come down in summer, so it's really nice. Little vegetable patch. We got some things growing in here. Loads and loads of courgettes coming through at the moment. Yep, so you come around this way. Some of the people that come down and help stay here, so they bring their little van down with them. More things growing, and a polytunnel where a lot of things like basil and stuff like that will grow inside there. This is what we used to call the men's hut, and it's half of it. So the solar building, where the solar building is, this building used to be. So I don't really know how they picked it up and moved it, but somehow they moved it and they moved it back here. And again, it's just some more accommodation for people, but it's a little bit more quiet. I quite like it. so you can see inside. Really simple toilets, and again just some nice bedrooms inside there. You can see there's a wind turbine there which generates a lot of the power down here, but there's also a generator which they don't like to use too much, and the generator doesn't actually generate too much power, so they just, things like hair dryers and stuff, they don't use down here because it will just blow the whole place up. So what I'll do is I'll just walk you over so you can see how close we are to the ocean. Oh, it's like an estuary. People go swimming there. I don't go swimming there, it's too cold. Everyone's trying to convince me to get in. Kev gets in. I've got no intention. Oh, here you can see, like, here's a building here, and they've kind of done what they've done on the solar building and just the outside. So again, people just by hand, they've just been sticking it on there. So here's the side of the bank, and then a little bridge. I remember when this bridge was put in, there's a little bit of water there. And then this is a really nice place to come, where I just come and run down here. So what they've done down here is really nice, is that there was an old pigsty where there used to be pigs. There used to be quite a lot of animals down here when it first started. And actually when it first started, this area was the original field, and they just had tents, that was it. People used to come and they'd camp and they'd just hang out together and play guitar and be hippies pretty much. And then they moved on to that field and they got some buildings, and slowly it's just grown into what it is today. So this is the sea wall, because I think there was some big tide one day, or I don't know, so they built a seawall to stop it from coming in. And here you've got the ocean, so it literally is right on the ocean. And then you can just walk down there, that's the little thicket. And it's quite nice because it's really hidden, you know, the community is just based inside that there. And then ocean down here. So if people want to go swimming, they can walk down there. This is like a creek. This was really fun actually as a kid, because it's all like clay and we'd cover ourselves and we'd catch crabs and things like that. And you can walk all the way down here and around. It's really nice. And then you can see on the other side of the estuary, I think there's another part of Essex down there. And then they've built this really nice education centre from the pigsty, and they've turned it into like a bird watching area, and somewhere where you can, like, there's a pond, so you can, like, when kids come down in school camps, they can like dip for insects and identify them and things like that. So that's just based here. You can see where they've been doing a lot of construction over the winter, but it's really grown back now. But I'll just walk over to the other side. Yesterday there was loads of rain in the UK and the whole place here was like underwater. It's pretty muddy, but you can see there's the pond through there, and they can just dip and see all the animals. And what's interesting is Othona, this community, is off the grid, and so that means none of the waste is collected really, and or it has to become, it doesn't just go into the mains, so everything either has to be collected or they have to get rid of it themselves. So all the sewage actually gets processed. So some of it goes into a septic tank, and then all the liquid gets processed, and it runs down some reed beds that are just here. So you can see all the reeds are growing. So the water comes in, the reeds take out all the kind of phosphates, all the nutrients that's in the water, and then it runs down through a series of ponds, and eventually ends up in the pond that they're dipping out of. Which is, yeah, really cool. And again, that's why there's a generator here and things like that. I'll just show you a little bit inside the main building, so you can kind of see what it looks like. And then that's pretty much it. So this area here is like the stoop, so this is where you can sit and have like a cup of tea and things like that. And then inside is the main building. So you've got like a nice kind of area here where you can sit and have tea and drink, or put on shows or talks or things like that, or just sit and read. This is the main dining area where everyone can eat communally. Here's the kitchen. Here's my dad. You can see what I've been making. So I've been making food all day. I've been making some bolognese for tonight to have with baked potatoes. So it's an absolutely massive like industrial kitchen, so you can cook loads and loads of stuff in here. So sometimes they have groups of like 120 or something like that. So loads of sinks for washing up. Grill, things like that. Loads of fridges. So you can see the amount of food we have down here. Milk. We have a dry store where dry produce is. So it's quite a dangerous place in here because we've got like bags of sweets, loads and loads of biscuit tins, things like that. But if you want to do baking or anything, there's everything you need pretty much ordered in. Loads of freezers, and then this is the cold store. This is where, oh, the light shouldn't be on. This is where all the cold produce is, and it's kept in here. Look at these strawberries. Oh my god. I'm gonna eat one. And then I'll take you around the back. We can go back inside. So the kitchen's just there. There's like the main office, toilets. Oh, like a pool table. There used to be a table tennis table as well. Main lobby, kind of like office area, reception there. You can see that's where the kitchen was, where we just came, in that area in the quad. And then down here is kind of all the accommodation, just centered off the side here. So just really simple rooms. And then down to the communal bathrooms. There's some other smaller bathrooms here as well as a disabled one there. And then back outside where the quad is. And there you go. So yeah, I hope you like that. I've got strawberry all over my hands. Yeah, it's a really cool place if you're interested. The place is called Othona. You can check it out on the website. They have like different weeks going on, so if you've got like kids and things like that, you can come down and come to drama week or music week in the summers, and things like during festive they have things going on. But other than that, just during the winter and during normal term time, people book in to run retreats, like yoga retreats or Buddhist meditation retreats. So yeah, just completely loads of random stuff going on. This is quite cool. This is the little bird feeder, so we get loads of little birds coming in and hanging out, and you can just sit on the stoop and watch them. But yeah, anyway, so hopefully maybe come down. See you later.